That's right, my friends. For the first time in a while, we are reacting to one of my matches from Progress Wrestling. Check it out on Triller. Check it out on Demand Progress. I will come in, we'll cut out as I try to let myself talk while I also talk. The first thing I want to mention, I know you're going to roll your eyes, and we'll get to this after I do my mini promo here, is that I am not in great shape here. I have massive body dysmorphia, and I need to talk about that. But we'll get into it in 1 minute, because again, I'm about to cut a promo here, and you need to hear what I'm going to say, as I accidentally put my volume up way too loud on my laptop.
Thank you, my friends. However, I do owe you a little bit of an apology.
That's right, I've got to say sorry. Story of my life.
Because last week, I got myself into a little bit of a situation.
So that's the Proteus title.
Now I'm in a fatal four-way match.
Basic stipulation is fans get to choose.
Friends and family, and I'm not.
By accident, I have to take on the entirety of
Mothdog. I'm a little bit of
Mothdog.
an idiot, which is why I wanted a sorry. But you know the deal. It's fine if you're an idiot once, but never be an idiot twice.
It's true. It's good. It's
So
good advice.
William, Jeannie, Mothica.
So that's Session Moth Martina. I called her Mothica from nowhere. Just popped in my brain, and people gave her a Mothica chant. I'm so happy. That's how lame I am. She sells it so well because she's brilliant. But obviously, yeah, I'm basically saying to them, I need a partner, right? Because it's a fatal four-way match or a four-way match. But they're a team, right? You can see they're a family. They're the Mothdog family. So what do? Obviously, Simon Miller, the biggest idiot, this the biggest supporter of Goofy Wrestling for life. I like to point out this was before Harley Cameron started to do it. She didn't copy it from me. I'm not saying that, but I've been doing this for years. Progress said I could do it. I brought my stupid puppet.
It's me, and Puppet Miller, and we're gonna kick your ass!
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Now, I every time I say this about my body, people go, Millie, you're being too harsh on yourself. What I mean by what I'm saying is, put it like this, ever since then I've dropped like almost a stone, because I was still going to the gym and I wasn't eating badly, but I was eating way too much food, and I knew I was eating way too much food. It's because I was tired, it's because I was a bit stressed, and I just let myself get a bit lackluster. So I'm just talking about in relation. I can't handle myself with a puppet. I've lived all my dreams, by the way. People get so mad. People were so mad at me after this. But yeah, that's all what I mean. Mentally, I knew that I wasn't as much on my game. And when you put a singlet on and you can kind of see a big old, not a big old gut, but more fat than you would like. So I just want to throw it out there. Of course, it's my own insecurities. But you know me, I'm still the same old G. I will always talk honestly and from the heart because I think it's important. It also goes to show if you're suffering from body dysmorphia or imposter syndrome, all of those things, I do too. And that's not fine, but it's okay because we're human beings. And that's that. So let me try and catch you up on the details. I forgot there was in-ring introductions. But yes, essentially, I won the Proteus Championship last year. And the magic of the Proteus title is I get to choose the stipulations, but because I'm the People's Progress Proteus champion, I can't even talk, I let the fans decide. So every time, you can get on my Twitter right now, or my X, whatever, Simon Miller 316, and we put up 2 stipulations and you can choose. And here, because I've been attacked on the previous show by Session Moth Martina, who's there, Gene Money, and Will Cruz, who, again, I'm breaking the walls down here like Chris Jericho. Wonderful people, wonderful pro wrestlers. Make sure you check them out as well. I'll make sure there's some information in the description below. Because they had jumped me, I was like, I'll take you all on. Because I let my temper get the better of me, which I shouldn't have done. And on my most recent Progress defense, which was a few days ago as I'm recording this, I took on Will Cruz in a top rope challenge match. You should watch that. It's hilarious. And my next match at Progress, which is going to be on March the 30th, come on down. You can use codes too. I've never been able to get this in there so early. Golden up for money off standing tickets and golden down for money off seated tickets. Nice and easy. But yeah, I'm taking on Gene Money to maybe end the feud or lose my title. I mean, I genuinely don't know how that's going to go at the moment. Different story for a different day. But yeah, in case you are, I hate the term casual wrestling fan. There's fans and not fans. But in case you like to sort of have stuff force-fed to you, my shoulder's all damaged, as you can see, from where I got beaten up by Mothdog. And now, even though it's a first fall to the finish, it's me versus 3 other people. They're a family, they're a team, they're friends. They're together, and I don't want to lose, obviously. Slap my head, as always. When I first started wrestling, people told me not to slap my head. And I remember doing a show, and everyone was like, Simon, why aren't you slapping your head? So true. And I started slapping my head, and everybody joined in. Now, the reason I wanted to react to this is because it was totally different for me. I've never done anything like this. I would also say this was last November. I think this was the match that kicked-started me off on a mini run, and some wrestlers have said this to me too, which is very flattering when you hear it from your peers. I do think I've got a bit of more momentum at the moment, just because I had loads of matches, and thank you to everyone that books me. I did, shows in small arenas or venues, whatever you want to call it, buildings, big buildings, in front of 100 people, in front of 800 people. And that's why I wanted to watch this back now to see if I can see any improvements. And I like to think that if you came down to a show now, you'd be able to compare it to this and go, oh, Simon, you have. Because that's just how wrestling works. I think Triple H talked about this. It's actually harder to not bump a lot because your body, you get used to it. And that's not just sort of the calluses on your back, but it's also the way you move, how comfortable you feel. And I won't name those wrestlers, but yeah, it's always nice to hear that. And I'm not going to be horrible to Will Cruz. Horrible. I don't want to break the wall again. He's great. He's really, really good. He's also a big guy, so he tries to pick me up. And there you go. Get rid of him. Clothesline him over the top rope. I think we gave each other some shoulder tackles, but here's the problem. I now get jumped by Gene Money, who I love, decided to attack me like James Bond villains, one at a time, as those two sat on the outside and ate some popcorn. It's my favorite kind of wrestling. But it's all right, because we can pick him up. I don't even know what I was even going for. I don't hit any moves like that. But then I catch him. And he says something funny here, which you won't be able to hear. But Gene is also wonderful. I don't want to say too much. But that's a simple wrestling move. Why do anything else? Just throw him down, hit one shoulder tackle. I think it's the John Cena shoulder tackle. Yeah, it was just a running one. But I enjoy doing this. I started doing it recently, my 3 shoulder tackles. So a walking one, a running one, a diving one, and one off the second rope. Keep things simple in professional wrestling. That's what I always say. And listen if it gets a reaction. And of course I do a spear. That's a whole story as well. But Session Moth runs in, and Session Moth's whole thing is just basically, I don't know, how do I even describe it? Like a drunk party goer that would try and lure you in with her feminine ways. Is that the right way to put it? I don't know. But again, I'm just saying the same thing, but they are excellent. And that's why when Progress put this to me, I was like, of course I'll work with those 3. Are you kidding me? And the fact that it gets to continue is just great. And she jumps on my back, because of course she would. More for me. A babyface turning their back on their opponent. I should be absolutely ashamed of myself. But I like stuff like this as well. Clotheslining Gene Money with somebody on your back, which was actually quite hard, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. As was this. So we decided that I was going to use Session Moth as a weapon. And for whatever reason, I just couldn't get her in the... I was meant to sort of pop a gorilla press her, but I just wasn't able to do it. I was like, oh man, I'm in a funny position. But I actually think it looked better, because it looks, dare I say it, more real, which is a terrible term. And now I go for the ups and downs, which have changed, by the way. So I was using a Falcon Arrow because I was like, why the flub not? This killed me as well. He just booted me. It was fine. It was well done. When it hit me, I was like, oh, it's a spicy tamale. But literally in a recent match against Charles Crowley, which we'll also do a reaction to eventually, these two, I mean, he's so good. He's so fast. But that's a big old boy. But I've changed it to a jackhammer. I'm not going to tell you why. But once again, I sound such an asshole dropping all these names. Somebody with a real pedigree in wrestling. It's not Triple H. That sounds like I'm doing a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's a bad word to use. Took me to one side and said, Simon, people want the spear. You're doing it. Why are you doing a Falcon Arrow? And then this is awesome. This was not planned again, just to ruin it. I said they could use the puppet. Should they so wish? I've never even seen that. That puppet's over there. Got to put it in the wash. But this is what I hoped. I assumed, knowing what wrestling fans are like, we could use the puppet as sort of a child almost. And I hope you can hear it. I'll try and make sure I balance the sound as much. Look at me selling it like it actually hurts. It's the goofy wrestling forever. But the poor puppet is about to meet his maker. And I really hope you can hear the reaction. I think it was Will that did it, yeah. Proper Gene Snitsky stuff. Fans are devastated. And I only dropped this on Progress on the day. It was literally when I was about to get in my car. I was like, I think I should use the puppet. It just came into my brain. So I thought, well, I'll bring it and I'll pitch it to them and bless them. They totally understand. And I'm trying to fight back, but that's a waste of time. Because again, what am I going to do? How am I going to be able to get out of this? And then you have to get stomped on for a while. Again, now when we put Wrestler Head on now, there's better ways to sell that. I don't want to jump in too deep. And people are always, again, quite nice when I talk my way about this. But I think when you watch stuff back, you're like, no, there's a different way that I would have done that. And I think I would do it differently now. That's the cool thing. Again, we're only sort of 4 months old here. But I had so many matches over those 4 months. You learn a lot. It's like anything. You got to put the reps in. And I remember, I do remember this. I was like, was that Superman punch? And then no. So everyone goes to punch. And I do believe I stopped Martina. Is that correct? Yeah. Mr. Fist. Whoops. That's harder than you would think. Although I don't remember this. I threw her into... Oh, there you go. And then I don't remember this at all. Just doing a ping, bang, pong on them. I don't remember this at all. I do remember this German because it's my fault. I screwed up the timing on it, right? Because I wanted to jump right away. That is not what you do with a German. You go with them. And I was really annoyed with myself, but that's just one of those things. And that was the most terrifying bump of my life. I'm not sure it comes across on the screen. I felt like I was about to hit the ceiling. I remember when I was coming down. That's why I just laid there for a while. And I was like, give me a minute. It's not as bad as something that happens later, but we'll get to there in around about 5 minutes. But yeah, that's the reason I wanted to showcase this match, is because I just think it's stupid and fun. And I like stupid and fun in wrestling. And everybody is a character. I mean, I think Gene Money is calling for his... Oh, no, he called for a triple T maneuver. But his finisher is Ainsley Lariat. Either you get that or you don't. I'm just going to leave it out there in the ether. I don't remember this at all. I don't remember Gene picking me up. What do I do here? This is like me watching it again. Oh, that's right. Put it down. So now Will just got it in his testicles. Get rid of Gene. He knows what he's doing, so he threw it. And then what's this? This I don't remember. Oh, she went for a code breaker. What did I do with her? I gave her a power slam. Oh, yeah, I did. And this is bad. And then, that's right, he goes to splash me and I move out of the way. It's just the most ludicrous stuff. But again, I believe wrestling is all about reactions and story. And Will sells that like he just killed her. So I just think it works. It makes me chuckle. And then we just do a nice babyface comeback, punches all around and lines, give him a punch too. What do I do to G now? Oh, my sidewalk slam. I like my sidewalk slam. Again, I'm not great at putting myself over, brother, but I like a sidewalk slam. That was the most tired Stinger splash of all time. I don't remember doing a Samoan drop either. I quite like that. I should keep that back in. What's this? I've forgotten all of this. Is this my spear? No, that's right. Look, what a hero. What a hero. I regret doing that now because I deliberately fell over because I thought it would look better. That's my spear. That's just the best. And then I thought it'd be better if I fell over. Did he kick out? Oh, nice. I thought it'd be better if I fall over because he is so big. Watching back, I don't think it worked. But I'll be honest, I quite like that little flurry. I still think I could do it better now. I genuinely do. But I thought that was a cool flurry. I'm going to do that Samoan drop again, though. I think it was meant to be the air raid crash, but I prefer the Samoan drop. Makes me a huge hypocrite. I am not Samoan. Did I finish my story about the ups and downs? I did. So I have decided I'm going to be able to hit a Falcon Arrow on Will Cruz. Maybe you should watch the one-on-one match. Maybe I'm able to do it. You'll have to find out. And then I get hit with a stupid dog bowl because, of course, they're Mothdog. But I get to no-sell it because it is quite literally a dog bowl. It's absolutely nuts. Although I don't remember what I do here either. I mean, Session Moth is just the way that she sells everything. I don't remember any of this. It didn't happen that long. Oh, that's right. She punches me right in the testicles. This is why everyone should get into professional wrestling. Because this is going to sound so disparaging. I don't mean it to. There'll be some people that watch this that hate it, which I do totally understand. But a lot of planning goes into this stuff and a lot of the timing. And then I get, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. Right, anyway, I want to talk about this, though. This is the most scary move I've ever taken in my entire life. That's right. A double cannonball. And I remember, I'll let you on a secret. Look, I don't know if the camera will catch it. So you can see my man Jack out there. I rolled to the camera just because I was like, it killed me so much. I just need to bend over. And I said to him, dude, I think I'm dead. Look, they protected me as much as they could do. But some moves just come with a certain... risk, I suppose. Code breaker, huge line, and this is professional wrestling. Will hits the best splashes in the games. He slipped. That's why they call it high risk, as Ollie said on commentary. It's just one of those things. And he was meant to hit it. I don't remember what the original finish was now. This part from now on is the same. But that's what tied into the match I did one-on-one with Will, which was a top rope challenge. Because like, dude, you can't even... You fall off the top rope. I dare challenge you. And then, of course, he's amazing off the top rope. I'm terrible. But... And that's why sometimes when things go wrong, again, 9 times out of 10, Will hit splash. You're like, wow, man, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, to keep back on this before I get distracted talking about nerd wrestling, they're now like, who's going to win? Who's going to win? And they need to decide. This is the issue. Because usually, if we go with the WWE trope, some would go for the pin and you'd pull the other person off. But they've only really just started a sort of a couple of months before this. So they weren't ready to break up just yet. And nor should they. So Gene is magnanimous. And he's like, you can get the win, Session Moth, but they were too late. So what do I use? The most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. And Gene thinks the pin is for her when he hears the music and turns around. it's a great finish, right? My surprise right was a bit crap, I just realized. I was worried about the space that I had, but that's neither here nor there. So I just wanted to sit down and watch it again. I think I could, if I did it again now, it would be to a greater level, but I'm happy with that. Again, it's a confidence thing, it's a reps thing, and hopefully it's a way to entice you to come down and watch one of my shows. And as always, shout out to Progress, shout out to Triller as well, of course, who host these events now too, and all the fans who are so damn nice to me and always give me such a cool reaction. And that's the reason I became the Proteus champion. Listen, I've put in the work for sure, and I've sacrificed a lot, as we all have, but it was down to the fans just always being in my corner, and I always look forward to Progress events. So hopefully we can do a few more of these. Unless you don't want to, you can drop me a comment below. Otherwise, like the video, share the video, please do subscribe. Click the video on the screen now, which will be talking about WWE or AEW or something like that. Otherwise, come find me at, go use grillermine.com/Simon. Just go to Simon, get money off there. Simon316 on all social media platforms, obviously on Cameo and Pro Wrestling T. I'm repeating myself now because it's hard to watch. And I will say the coolest thing in the world, shout out to Tom as well, the ref. He's brilliant. He's such a good referee. There is something really cool about being a champion in a company like Progress. And in fact, sometimes it blows my brain. And also, it's different now because we've had a few matches since then. 5-0 we are. 5 defenses, 0 losses. Let's go on a Goldberg streak, which isn't going to happen. I think it was 189. I doubt that, but I'll do my best. I love you. Goodbye.